Welcome everyone, this is Professor CA Rohit Shroff and I welcome you on behalf of JKC classes to this revision video of Essay 805, that is Special Considerations, Audit of Single Financial Statement and Specific Elements, Accounts or Items of Financial Statement. My friends, like I always say, don't just memorize, don't just focus on rectification, understand, memorize, because till the time you don't understand, you will not be able to memorize. And once you are done with memorizing, focus on the question bank where you have to sharpen your interpretation skills. See, if you have understood and memorized, but if you cannot interpret the question, you will not be able to score marks in the exam. I ensure you, my friends, at the end of this video, you will be able to understand Essay 805, memorize it as well as solve the questions. We will be solving the question in the video itself. So let us begin with this standard. Again, a very simple standard. In the next few minutes, you will be confident that you will be gaining all the marks that they ask from Essay 805. All you have to prepare is 5 questions. Firstly, you have to understand what is 805, which is introduction. Second, what are the considerations that we need to have when we accept an engagement? What to do while we are planning and performing such an engagement? Forming an opinion, and lastly, how are we supposed to do reporting? Just 5 questions and we'll be done with 805. Firstly, let us understand what is Essay 805. See, Essay 805 deals with what? Single financial statement. See, complete financial statement consists of balance sheet, P&L, cash flow. Let us say you are appointed to audit only and only the cash flow statement. This will be called as single financial statement. Or you are appointed to audit a specific element, account or item of financial statement. Let us say you are auditing only trade receivables, only and only cash. This is called as audit of specific elements, accounts or items of financial statement. Now question arises, why will we do so? Let us say 5-star is trying to sell its data. For example, they are going for factoring. The company who is going to acquire it, provide the factoring services, they are saying there is all doglapan. You have overvalued your data. You are selling it for a very high price. Now they want to appoint Ramesh Suresh and Company, a CA firm, who will audit only and only data and give us an opinion whether the data are appropriately valued or not. This is called as what? Audit of specific elements, accounts or items of financial statement. So this was what is Essay 805. Now assume, for example, there is a holding company. Under a holding company, let us say there is S1, that is subsidiary 1, subsidiary 2, subsidiary 3. Now, auditor of, let us say, holding company is Ramesh. S1 is Suresh. S3 is, let us say, Kamlesh. And S3 is, let us say, Mahesh. Now, Ramesh is the principal auditor. Ramesh is the principal auditor. Now, he is making the use of work of Suresh, Kamlesh and Mahesh. Will Essay 805 be applicable here? So, will we say Suresh, Kamlesh and Mahesh are auditing specific element or single financial statement? No, they are the auditors of component. And when the principal auditor uses the work of component, Essay 805 will not be applicable. Your SA 600 is going to be applicable. Okay, because they are auditing the whole component. They are not auditing single financial statement or specific element. This is just a clarification that is given by ICAI. So here we have understood what is Essay 805. It is audit of single financial statement, let us say only and only of cash flow, or specific elements, accounts or items of financial statement, let us say data or cash balance. So with this, we are already done with our topic number 1, introduction. Now considerations that we need to have while we accept such an engagement. See, my friends, whenever we accept an engagement, we need to consider 2 things. Firstly, will we be in a position to apply all our standards on auditing? And second, that we always consider whether the financial reporting framework is acceptable. So we need to consider application of essay and acceptability of financial reporting framework. Acceptability of financial reporting framework is a basic, very simple question. Let us first understand application of essay. Now, do I have to comply with ethical requirements? Yes. Once again, what is ethical requirement? We have revised in Essay 800, but let us still revise. Integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, confidentiality, professional behavior. We have to comply with the ethical requirements. What about independence? Do we have to be independent? Yes, we have to be independent. My friends, make it a thumb rule. Whenever you are expressing an opinion, once again, whenever you are expressing an opinion, you always have to be independent because people are going to rely on your report. So we'll comply with ethical requirements, including independence. We will comply with all the relevant essays to the audit. So all the essays from essay 200 to essay 700, whatever essays are applicable, we are going to comply with all the relevant essays. Now, even if I am auditor of complete set of financial statement, I will have to comply with all relevant essays for single financial statement or specific element of financial statement. See, I cannot take a shield. Okay, I was auditor of complete financial statement. There I have taken into consideration all the essays. Here also I will have to comply with all the relevant essays. But there might be few problems that the auditor will face. It might not be practicable for that particular auditor to apply all the standards on auditing, especially when he is not engaged to audit complete set of financial statement. See, if we are not appointed to audit complete set of financial statement and we are asked to audit only single financial statement or specific element, what is the problem that we'll face? Firstly, we will not have the same level of understanding of the entity and its environment. If I am auditing complete set of financial statement, I will apply my whole of SA 315, obtain understanding of the whole entity and its environment. Also, the company's internal control. But now when I'm auditing single financial statement, I may not have the same level of understanding. Forget about the level of understanding. I may not have evidence. I may not have evidence about the general quality of the accounting records. I am not sure whether the accounting records are reliable or not because I do not have that evidence for the same, because I am not auditor of the complete set of financial statement. Also, what is one more problem that we'll face is we may have to apply a lot of disproportionate efforts. Let us say we are appointed auditor of cash flow or only debtors. But when it comes to applying SA 570, I will have to take so much of disproportionate efforts and apply SA 570 in overall, right? So now though we are auditing only debtors, I will have to apply my procedures not only to debtors for 570 as a whole, right? If going concern is inappropriate, there will be impact on valuation of my debtors. So now there may be a lot of times disproportionate effort as well. Because of all this, the auditor may conclude. If the auditor concludes that in accordance with the essay, it is not practicable, to perform this particular engagement, we will meet with the management and will discuss. Let's move on to some other type of engagement. Now, what do you mean by some other type of engagement? Now, we can ask them, rather than audit, let us go ahead with review. Where we do not have high assurance, we can have a moderate assurance. Or let us go with related service where we are not expressing any opinion at all. See, if I am auditor of complete set of financial statement and single financial statement, then there is no problem at all. All these efforts, all these problems are arising if I am not auditor of complete set of financial statement. So once again, let us revise this. Applicability of essay. Do I need to comply with ethical requirement? Yes. Do I need to be independent? Yes. This I will have to do irrespective whether I am auditor of the complete set of financial statement. A lot of times it may not be practicable if I am not the auditor of complete set of financial statement. Why? Because I may not have the same level of understanding of the entity and its environment, including internal control. I may not have evidence about the general quality of the accounting records. Also, there may be a lot of disproportionate methods that may be required, as we discussed in case of SA 570. So if the auditor concludes audit in accordance with the essay is not practicable, we will discuss the management to change the type of engagement. See, this I have given you just an example, explanation. IC has not written in the module, so we will just tell them to change to some other type of engagement. So this was applicability of a standard on auditing. Let's see one small question based on this. CAG is offered appointment for audit of trade payables of financial statement of a company. So who is appointed? CAG for trade payables. However, financial statement prepared under the Companies Act or audited by Jignesh. See, what do they mean? Complete financial statement or audited by Jignesh. Discuss why it would be practically difficult. So what are the points that we discuss? See, why it will be difficult? Because we do not have same understanding of the entity and its environment, including the internal control. There might be a lot of disproportionate efforts that may be required that we discuss under SA 570. Hence, if we conclude that it is not practicable, we'll discuss with the management whether there any other type of engagement might be more practicable. So just discussing the question so you are in a position to interpret the questions along with the concept that we are studying. Secondly, let's understand acceptability of financial reporting framework. See, as per SA 210, this is one of our preconditions. If the AFRF is not acceptable, will we accept the audit? No, my friends, we have been studying this from our inter-CA level that as per SA 210, financial reporting framework should be acceptable. Secondly, we need to see whether the AFRF provides adequate disclosure. Now, let us say if we are auditing debtors, all the disclosures related to data should be given there. So for example, let us say for debtors we have created a provision. On what basis we have created a provision, and all the notes to account should be given. So we need to see whether the AFRF provides adequate disclosures to enable intended users understand the information conveyed. Lot of time a standard setting organization will only give you of the framework. What is a standard setting organization? For an example, in India, ICI is a standard setting organization. So there might be scenarios when a standard setting organization only gives you the framework, then we will comply with that particular framework. So once again, to summarize, we should see whether as per SA 210 AFRF is acceptable, whether there are adequate disclosure, and if there is a standard setting organization, we will follow the standard setting organization. Now, this financial statements may be made as per either of the frameworks. See, this can be special purpose framework also, or it can be general purpose framework also. We discussed this in SA 800. So, this financial statement, single financial statement or specific element, it can be for as per either of the things, general purpose financial statement or special purpose financial statement. Let us see one question based on this. Now, C.A. Surya is auditor of financial statement of entity prepared in accordance with the financial reporting provisions of a contract. He is offered an audit of trade receivables. See, provisions of a contract means which? SA 800. Okay, provision of a contract. If you recollect in SA 800, they will use the word provision of a contract. Now, he is also offered audit of trade receivables appearing in the above financial statement. So he is auditing single element of financial statement. Can he accept such an engagement and briefly outline his audit approach? So yes, he can definitely accept. There is no harm in doing so. Here we will have to take into consideration both the SAs, SA 800 as well as SA 805. So here they say single financial statement or specific elements or account of financial statement can be prepared as per general purpose framework. If it is as per special purpose framework, SA 800 will also apply. Then they said what has happened in the above case, and hence they said it is an approach and there is no problem. We can accept, just that we have to comply with 800 and 805. So with this, we are done with two questions. We understood what is SA 805. We understood the considerations relevant to the acceptance of engagement. So moving ahead with the third part. Considerations when we plan and perform such an engagement. So whenever we plan and perform such an engagement, the auditor shall adopt all the relevant standards in auditing. We also consider this while accepting. We will adopt all the relevant standards in auditing. So they are saying, they are given an example, see, you also may have to comply with SA 240, SA 550, SA 570. See, though I am auditing only and only data, a specific element, but there is a chance that due to data, there may be some fraud, or there may be some related parties involved there, or for example, let us say if going concern is inappropriate, valuation of data will be impacted. So you will have to comply with SA 240, 550, 570, all the relevant standards. You may also have to comply with as per SA 260. You need to determine who is going to be those charged with governance. Once again, in SA 800, if you recollect, there can be two those charged with governance. Those who have not seen SA 800, please go to the playlist and revise that. We discussed for general purpose financial statement, there can be some other those shared with governance, and for special purpose financial statement, there can be some other TCWG. Likewise, for example, in SA 805, for complete financial statement, there can be some other TCWG. For single financial statement, someone else can be those shared with governance. Let us take the same example that we took in SA 800. In Tata Technologies, let us say, for complete financial statement, Tata Motors is those shared with governance. But for specific financial statement, let us say N. Chandrasekharan ji is those shared with governance. So we need to determine as per SA 6260 who is going to be those charged with governance. Can there be two different those charged with governance for complete set and single financial statement? Yes, definitely yes. Now auditor has to obtain A lot of times when he is auditor of complete set of financial statement, he may get evidence while performing audit for complete financial statement, for single financial statement or specific element as well. So no problem. So auditor may be able to obtain psi as a part of audit of complete set of financial statement. A lot of times when we are auditing a single element, we may have to audit the interrelated items as well. Let us say when we are auditing datas, what is related to datas, what is interrelated? Sales. So we may have to apply our audit procedures to sales as well. See, we cannot say we are appointed only for datas, will not apply procedures there. We may have to apply our procedures to the interrelated items as well. So many elements of the financial statement may be interrelated. Consequently, auditor need to perform procedures in relation to interrelated items to meet the objectives of the audit. Next, will we have to set materiality? Yes. Here, in fact, materiality for single financial statement will be lower as compared to the materiality for the complete financial statements. See, obviously for complete financial statement, there is going to be P&L, balance sheet, cash flow. So materiality there will be higher. But when you are auditing single financial statement, the materiality will be lower. So here, whenever you are planning and performing, what are the 6 points that we covered here? We'll have to adopt all the relevant standards. For example, 240, 550, 570 will have to apply here. Also, as per 260, we'll have to identify whom to communicate as those charged with governance. TCWG for complete set of financial statement and single financial statement may be different. When we are auditing complete set of financial statement, we may get evidence, psi during that part itself. We will have to apply our audit procedures to the interrelated items as well to achieve the audit objective. And lastly, materiality for single financial statement will be lower than the materiality for the complete set of financial statement. So once again, we are done with one more point. We understood the introduction. We understood what is SA 805. After that, we understood what are we supposed to do when we accept an engagement, and we understood how do we plan and perform the audit. So out of 5, we are already done with how many questions? 3 questions, my friend. Moving ahead with the 4th question, forming an opinion. So on this particular part, I'm not expecting a lot of questions. I'm expecting they may ask MCQ or something, but not a lot of questions. So this particular part you can read through and go to the next part, which is very important. So what do you mean by form of opinion? Form of opinion means basically format of the opinion. Now see, form of opinion is format of the opinion. The form of the opinion is communicated with the client when we discuss the terms of engagement as per SA 210. We as auditor, we need to evaluate whether the form and content is appropriate in the circumstances. Also, the AFRF for single financial statement may not explicitly address how the financial statement are to be presented. Hence, the auditor has to consider whether the expected form and opinion is appropriate in the light of the AFRF. The auditor's decision as to the expected form and opinion is going to be a matter of what? Professional judgment. So like I said, I don't expect a lot of questions out of this particular point. This is form of opinion. Moving ahead with the very important point, that is reporting. So see, we are done with 4 points here. We have understood what is SA 805. We have understood what to do when we accept it. We have understood what to do while planning and performing and forming an opinion. Now comes the most important point. If I was to frame a question, I will frame a question on reporting. Not that this particular first 3 points you will not have a question, but reporting is very important. We are to discuss 10 separate points in this particular reporting. So now when it comes to reporting, we will report as per SA 700. So we'll have to make few adaptation to SA 700, but reporting will be as per SA 700. Now, if I'm appointed to audit single financial statement as well as complete set of financial statement, I will not issue one single report. I will not consolidate and give it. I will have to issue 2 separate opinions. So if I'm appointed to audit complete financial statement as well as single financial statement, I will express separate opinion for each engagement. Next, when it comes to going concern, we will have to adopt SA 570 when it comes to single financial statement or specific elements as well. So when we give our report in the auditor's responsibility para, if you recollect under SA 700, in auditor's responsibility para, we say we evaluate the appropriateness of management's use of going concern in single financial statement as well as specific element financial statement. We will have to consider SA 570. The way we give key audit matters in our report, complete set of financial statement, we'll have to give key audit matters here as well to communicate key audit matters in accordance with 701. See, wherever you see things underlined, these are the new additions in the standard in May 25 modules. So wherever you see underlined part, this is, you cannot call this as amendment, but value addition in the modules. Next, for example, if they issue a report, an annual report, which contains the single financial statement or specific element financial statement, then that report is to be considered as an annual report. And in that case, we'll have to apply SA 720 as well. If you recollect SA 720, we see whether there is material inconsistency with the financial information and other information. So we'll have to apply 720 as well if they are issuing any annual report. Then when it comes to signature, it is very similar to what we have in SA 700. We will have a signature in the personal name. If there is a partnership firm, there will be sign in the personal name, but we'll write the name of the firm as well. Along with the signature, you will have to write the membership number and the firm registration number. So once again, let me revise what I have covered so far. Firstly, SA 700 will be adapted as necessary. If I'm appointed as auditor of single financial statement as well as complete, I will issue two separate opinions. As per SA 570, I have to include about going concern in my auditor's responsibility. For key audit matters, we will have to comply with 701. If there are reports containing the single financial statement or specific element financial statement to the owners or similar stakeholders, who are the specific users, then it will be considered as annual report and SA 720 will also apply. Signature will be in the personal name. If there is a partnership firm, we'll write the partnership firm name as well. Then we'll write the membership number and the firm registration number. Now comes a very important point, which is a good addition in the new module. Let us say I have audited complete set of financial statement and I am the auditor of single financial statement as well. Now when I have included some matters in my audit report of complete financial statement, do I need to include those matters in my audit report of single financial statement or specific element financial statement? So I have to consider whether it is relevant. I will have to take a few factors into consideration while deciding whether the matters included in complete set of financial statement audit report is relevant for my report on single financial statement or specific element. What are the factors I'll consider? So for ease of understanding and memorizing, we'll call this as NPAT, that is net profit after tax. So I have to consider net profit after tax whenever I am considering whether that matters are relevant to my audit report for specific financial single financial statement or specific elements of financial statement. What is net profit after tax? Firstly, the nature of the matter and the extent to which it relates to what is included in the single financial statement and the specific elements. Now, let's take an example. Let's say in case of complete financial statement, we have modified our opinion. We have modified our opinion because of trade receivables. And now we are auditing in specific element financial statement, we are auditing trade receivables. Will we have to include this matter here as well? Yes, definitely yes. So matters included in audit report of complete financial statement will be relevant here. But let us say in case of complete financial statement, we modified our opinion because of a long-term loan. Now, is that relevant when we audit specific element financial statement of trade receivables? No. So I have to consider what is the nature of the matter and the extent to which it relates to what is included in single financial statement and specific element financial statement. Secondly, I have to consider the pervasiveness of that matter. See, if that matter because of which we have modified the opinion is very pervasive, then in that case, obviously, when I give my report on single financial statement or specific element, I will have to give reference to that particular matter. I have to consider what is the difference between the period covered by the complete set of financial statement and the dates of the single financial statement. Let us say the complete financial statement is only up to 31st of December 24. But however, single financial statement are up to 31st of March 24. Then in that case, I cannot use the same reference here. What is the difference between AFRF? For example, complete financial statement are made as per IFRS, for example, and single financial statement are made as per, let us say, our local GAAP. Then in that case, again, what is given in the complete financial statement report may not be relevant here. What is the time elapsed since the date of the auditor's report? For example, let us say we audited our complete set of financial statement. Our audit was done by, let us say, 20th of July 2024. If we are asked to audit a single financial statement, in a very brief time, for example, let us say we were asked in the month of August. Since we have completed our audit very recently, we can use all those reference and everything. But however, if there is a good amount of time that has elapsed and now we are asked to audit, then in that case we may not be able to give the reference. So here what they are trying to say is, once again, let us read it. Considering whether a matter included in the auditor's report on complete set of financial statement is relevant in context of engagement to a report of single financial statement or specific element involves a judgment. But what are the factors that we'll have to consider is net profit after tax. Firstly, what is the nature of the matter and the extent to which it relates to the specific financial statement or specific element financial statement. What is the pervasiveness of that matter? The extent of difference between the period covered by complete set and single financial statement. What is the nature and the extent of difference between the AFRF and the time elapsed since the date of the auditor's report on complete set of financial statement. So these are the factors that we'll have to consider. Now see, there may be circumstances where the auditor's report on complete financial statement do not have implication on single financial statement or specific elements of financial statement. So there is no relevance, there is no implication. See, we consider the factors of NPAT and everything, there is no implication. But auditor deems it appropriate to refer that matter. He thinks no, though there is no relevance, he wants to include that matter in the audit report of single financial statement or specific element. He can do so. He can do so by adding other matter paragraph. He can do so by adding what? Other matter paragraph. Let's take an example. In case of complete set of financial statement in audit report, there is a morgue paragraph. What is a morgue paragraph? Material uncertainty related to going concern. Now, when we are auditing single element financial statement, let us say in case of trade receivable, this may not be relevant, but auditor is of the opinion that he wants to give reference to this. Then in that case, he can do so by adding which particular paragraph? Other matter paragraph. So once again, this is also a very good value addition. Both the point number 7 and 8 are excellent points. Expect some good questions based on this. Now point number 9, which is not a new point, but again an interesting point. Now let's say, what is the presentation of single financial statement or specific element? How are they presented? We are talking about what? Presentation. Now they are clearly differentiated from complete set of financial statement. So let us say this is complete set of financial statement. This is single. It can be clearly differentiated, or they cannot be clearly differentiated. Let us say they are given together. So the users cannot differentiate it, what is complete and what is single financial statement. Now, in case if you can clearly differentiate, no problem, I will go ahead with the engagement. I will give 2 separate reports. One on the complete set of financial statement and one on the single financial statement. Very simple. But if they are not clearly differentiable, then it is a matter of concern. Why? Am I giving one opinion or 2 opinions? So if you recollect, in the starting we said here we will give 2 separate opinions. But now the presentation is such that users do not understand which are 2 separate financial statements. They think it is one single financial statement. So now when they are not clearly differentiated, I will ask the management to rectify the presentation. I will ask the management to rectify it such a way that in case of complete financial statement, you write the header, it is complete set of financial statement. In case of single, you write it, it is single financial statement. Make it sure that it is clearly differentiated. If they rectify it, no problem, I will go ahead. But if they still do not rectify it, then in that case, I will not issue the report unless I am satisfied with the differentiation. See, now if I think users do not understand what is complete, what is single, they think it is one single thing, how will they understand my 2 different separate reports? Hence, in this case, I will not issue my report. Once again, for presentation, whether complete and a single or specific element financial statement are clearly differentiated. If yes, no problem, go ahead. In case if they are not clearly differentiated, ask the management to rectify. Because see, if they do not rectify it, if it is considered as one, user will not understand my 2 separate reports. They have to understand that, and hence I ask them to differentiate. They differentiated, very good, I will go ahead and give my opinion. In case if they do not, I will not issue my report unless I am satisfied with the differentiation. Lastly, moving with the last point, again a very important point, that is our opinion on complete financial statement. Let us say our opinion on complete financial statement is modified, or either we have given an emphasis of matter para or other matter para, or we have given there a murg para or other information para. If you can see this, this is underlined, this is a value addition in the new module. So in audit report of the complete financial statement, either it is a modified opinion or emphasis or other or murg para or other information para as per SA 720. In that case, when appropriate, I may modify the opinion, give emphasis, other matter, murg para, other information on single financial statement as well. So if it is still relevant to the single financial statement, I will modify the opinion there as well. I will give emphasis there as well, other matter there as well. No problem. Second case, if there is an adverse opinion, see here we said modified. Modified means qualified here. In case if we have given adverse or disclaimer of opinion on complete set of financial statements. See, when do we give adverse? We have psi. Matter is material and pervasive. When do we give disclaimer? We do not have psi. Matter is material but pervasive. Then in that case, we cannot issue unmodified opinion on single financial statement. If you are giving adverse on complete or disclaimer on complete, you cannot give an unmodified opinion on single financial statement. My friends, when you are saying the matter is pervasive, it is affecting multiple elements, it is present everywhere, then in that case, how can you say unmodified on single? If you give unmodified on single financial statement and adverse or disclaimer on complete, this is going to be contradictory. Once you are saying it is pervasive and on single you are saying it is unmodified. For example, if it is pervasive, it is going to affect the balance sheet, P&L, cash flow, everything. So on cash flow, you cannot end up giving an unmodified opinion. Hence, if we have given adverse or disclaimer on complete set of financial statement, you cannot give unmodified opinion on single financial statement. But if I am auditing specific element, let's say here if I was auditing cash flow, I cannot give an unmodified opinion. But what if I am auditing only trade receivables? In that case, even if I have given adverse or disclaimer on complete set of financial statement, if auditor considers we need to give unmodified opinion on the specific element, I conclude though there is pervasive effect, there is no impact on trade receivables, and I wish to give unmodified opinion on trade receivables. Can I do so? Yes, provided three conditions are satisfied. 1. Law does not prohibit. Second, opinion is not published with complete set. So there are two separate opinions. We will not issue with the complete set or else user will misunderstand. And last, that specific element does not constitute major proportion. Now, if this trade receivable is a major proportion, then it is pervasive, my friends. I cannot express an unmodified opinion. Once again, on the right hand side, if there is an adverse or a disclaimer on complete set of financial statement, we cannot express unmodified opinion on single financial statement. However, if I wish to give an unmodified opinion on specific element, not single financial, specific element, I can do so provided three conditions are satisfied. We are not prohibited by law. Opinion is not published with the complete set and specific element does not constitute a major proportion. In this case, I can give an unmodified opinion there. Let us see one question based on this. CAP is auditor of a company responsible for auditing complete set of financial statement. He intends to express adverse opinion on complete set of financial statement, considering conclusions drawn by him during the course of audit. He is auditing trade receivables of the company. See, my friends, trade receivable is single financial statement or specific element of financial statement. Specific element. See, for single financial statement, we cannot give unmodified opinion. But for a specific element, can we? Yes. Can he express unmodified opinion in respect of trade receivable? Yes. So, what is the answer we will write? Yes, he can do so provided three conditions are satisfied, not prohibited by law. opinion is not published with the complete set, and specific elements do not constitute the major proportion. So with this we are done with the last part as well. What is the last part? That is reporting. So we understood what is the standard SA 805, what are the consideration in accepting it, how do we plan and perform the audit, how do we form an opinion, and reporting. And in reporting we see a lot of new changes, a lot of new amendment. With this we put an end to our discussion, our revision lecture of SA 805. My friends, after this video, pause it before going to the next video, memorize it, try to solve the question bank. Like I say, always understand, memorize, interpret. Once you have a tick mark on all the 3 points, only then you can go ahead with the next topic. So thank you very much, my friends. See you in the next video where we will be discussing SA 810, which also has a few changes.